this is the NKSMR, and today we're back with Ramble, just a quick chat, I would say, and we're going to be talking about, I don't know, a theme that I'm interested in, of course, and it's just a little bit about our struggles, as I believe most of my viewers are young people, so I believe this can be very beneficial to you and to me. It could be a chat to discuss resources to maybe or strategies to follow to gain financial independence or financial stability as a whole. So first of all, it really depends what you're settled in. So it really depends where you live, basically. If you already live in a country um, where you can get a good paying full-time job if you have the studies and stuff, I don't think you should move necessarily unless you want to. But most of us, I would say, or a lot of other people are stuck in countries that don't really, at the state of like right now, they don't really have the opportunities or the stability that we need. So, um, first of all, one thing that I've been doing is to get all of your flow, all of your cash into paid accounts. So this can be, anything from Trade Republic, Freedom 24, any bank that offers like a 2%, 3%, 4% uh, uh, return on your income, basically. So this is basically to cut inflation out, which is a good thing, obviously, because normally if you have money in the bank, you don't really get any return. You just keep it there, which is, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that you can keep it there and grow it by a little bit. If you have $10,000, or you have like a 3.5%, which is more or less standard, and secure, safe to a degree, um, you will be getting $350 every year for free. So I mean, you're paying for like a mobile phone or for like I would say a trip, but not really, but maybe half a trip. It depends on where you're going, but it could be useful. So, um, first of all, as I said, it's very important to get obviously a good enough paying job in a good country. For example, as you probably know, I am from Southern Europe, where there are not plenty of good paying jobs. Medium wage here is around 20 from 20 to 25,000 a year, which is, as you probably, if you're like from anywhere else, obviously, if you're from anywhere else richer, you would think that it's very low, and if you're from a country that has lower wages, you would think that is very much. But obviously, at the end of the day, everything is very similar because, um, I mean, things cost, and here they used to be cheaper, but now everything is super expensive, and there are not that many differences between living here in Italy or Greece or Spain or Portugal and living in France or the UK or Germany. So I don't really know why I should stay here when I can just get three times, let's say 3 times as more like yearly wage, basically with a little bit more of a monthly cost to basically live in. So it's just that to me, at the end of the day, the difference you're making is how much how much you are actually saving up. And if you live in the US, it is very important that you do the same. Obviously, I know that there is fluctuations from every state. So option number one, if you don't want want to leave the state, get a remote job. I know that remote jobs, it's something that is very easy. It's easier said than done. Um, and yeah, as I said, it is something that is not easy to get because you need to be qualified to do it. But for example, there are several IT jobs, even not IT, maybe nowadays everything that is in a big company has some degree of teleworking integrated into it, but there are some companies that offer full-time teleworking or like working from home basically. So what I would do in that case, if I have the chance, I don't have the chance, I have to go to the office every fucking day, is to just get a nice cheap rent in like a small town, affordable, then just work from home, earning as much as I can, save up, enjoy life, of course, because you have to enjoy life, you have to make trips, you have to get to know people. And if you settle in maybe like a town that is outside a big town, a big city. So, for example, if you live in Kansas City, you have to get like 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from the city. 20 minutes is okay, I think, for in order to have a cheaper housing price, and obviously to maximize what you can get. So yeah, I think that's important. And now, as the interest rates are going down, first of all, I want to clarify, I'm not an expert, okay? I barely know anything of this. I just try to learn a little bit. But the, I've heard that the interest are going down. So this is bad for like saving up cash, and it is better for like investing long term or for like buying a house at a fixed rate. But I would say it's still way too high because here, for example, it is 3.5%. I think in the US it's even a little bit more or less the same. But I don't really know. But maybe in the future it will be more stable and less, and you will be able to get a better price. Interest rates, basically, out of your mortgage or whatever you want to buy. I mean, at the end of the day, it is like that. And yeah, that's more or less what I wanted to talk about. Just a quick ramble about this. And now, if you give me a second, um, we're going to be planning my trip to Canada. And if you really want to stick with it, you want, you really should give me some kind of information on this issue because I want to. I mean, I'm going to be chatting with you. We're not going to do anything else, but still, I have long been a lover of like Canadian, in particular Canadian. I don't know why, but it's just I really liked a channel called Chandler Putnik, and he's a guy that just goes into the forests and camps for weeks or days or whatever, and he shows the country, and I think it's fucking beautiful, and I want to live there, and I want to experience that because I really want to. I mean, there's not really a reason to it. It's just that I fell in love with it for the first time. The first time I saw it, and I want to try because why not? So my aim for the short term is to go on a trip. I want to go, or the trip that I was planning, basically started on flying from my country to Vancouver. So it is the west side of Canada because that's to me is the nicest. I think the east is really nice as well. Maybe more historical and stuff, but I'm really here for like the nature. So I want to go. And then um, we would go on the first day. I think is Vancouver, Banff. Banff is a touristic town with really good views. So actually, give me a second. We're going to be just showing you what these places are about. What do I want to see, right? So I think it would be better. So give me a second. Okay, so we're back, and this is like the trip that I have planned. Well, it's not. I don't really plan it. It is more. Um, is what I'm trying to do for 2025. I would say I'm planning to visit Canada on late 2025. So this not late. I would say September is a good enough. Um, yeah, date I think because it's quite far up north, and I don't want to be on July where it is basically sun all day, and I don't want darkness all day. So I want kind of like a balance, a nice balance. That's what I'm aiming for, and I'm aiming for that. So I can also bring some jackets, so it is reasonably cold, but not too cold for me to go. So on the first day, um, I will depart from on a flight to Vancouver, and I will basically just arrive and try to be nice at home for the coming days. Um, on the day two, I will visit Vancouver and its surroundings areas on your own: Macmillan Planetarium, Chinatown, Gastown, Greenville, Capilano Suspension Bring, etc. It seems to be a very nice place to visit, so I will take my time. But this is what I'm here for, right? We start our journey into inner Canada, you know. Then we have Vancouver to Penticton, through the Okanagan Valley, known for its lush valleys. So this is basically all on the road, so I will have to rent a car for the 2 weeks that it lasts. And obviously, I'm not super comfortable with that because even though I have a license, truth is that I haven't picked up much my car, uh, or like my mom's car. Actually, I don't have a car yet. I will in the future, but it's not my priority because I live in a big city where public transportation is really available. So I haven't really. I have done a trip this summer, for example, and I went quite far. So I'm not too fast, but I will have to practice beforehand because it's another country and stuff. So it would be important to me. Then we will go to Revelstoke, which is you have a free morning in the Okanagan Valley, and you will have basically a spectacular waterfalls, very high peaks, and beautiful lakes. My plan for this is to obviously to plan. This is already planned, but you have some liberty. You like they just put the locations for the plan, and you have like the liberty to basically do whatever you want as long as you get to the hotel at night, which is a good thing because you have. I will have to look where to go right beforehand. Obviously, this is just very early talk. Then we will go to Banff, which is basically the main thing. I am. I mean, this is like I'm very stoked. I really want to see Banff because they say it's really beautiful. And obviously, you go through the Rockies. This is a very foresty area, and it's full of animals. It's full of life, and it is really something that um, you want to go to. I want to do kayaking, for example. I want to camp, if possible. If I'm not, if I'm actually, I might not be able to camp because I have hotels already booked. So I don't. It doesn't really mind. It doesn't really matter to me. But with a car, it should be easier, I guess. Um, obviously, then um, I will be following. Doing basically following my trip, following my what is scheduled for me. But I will be attending some beautiful sceneries. I'm very stoked. I'm very stoked because I really like the nature of this land. I will have to investigate it is plenty. You have a lot of lakes as well. Not as many as in Eastern Canada, I think. But probably kayaking is something I want to do for sure. But I don't know if this is the moment for me to go kayaking. You will see. Then you go to Jasper, which is like high peaks and ice fields basically. So this is obviously a lot of uh, hitchhiking, a lot of hiking as a whole. And if I can, maybe I will get into some biking if I plan it. Because this by bike should be super nice. This maybe not so much because it's in the middle of nowhere, but for example, if you do some trail around Banff, because I really enjoy mountain biking, that would be nice. Then you go to Prince George, which is super nice as well. As you see, it is postal. It is something that I really stoked to see. Um, yeah, I really would like. I don't know. Actually, I'm probably going to bring a good camera if I go if I do this trip because I really want to make as many photos, beautiful photos as possible for me to remember because this is probably the trip of my life. It certainly will be, and I want to remember it. Probably won't be the last one I do, but it is certainly one that I really would love. So as I said, a lot of nature. I will try to disconnect a little bit, right? Because that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. If I didn't want to really disconnect, I would go to New York or something, or Paris, or Milan or something. But I want to. Then we will go to another place that is beautiful. Then you will have to go to Prince Rupert. That I think it's Victoria. No, I think it's not still Victoria, but it is really nice. It is in the coast. This is in the Pacific coast. Then you will go to Port Hardy with a cruise, with a ferry, and you will get to explore the Victoria Island, which is a big island, and it is one of the less uh, inhabited islands in the world. So I'm really stoked. And you have a lot of wildlife that I'm also super stoked to see. And then you go to Campbell River, maybe this one, but this does seem a little bit too shallow for you to do kayaking. But maybe there's another place where you can actually do something. Then you will go to Victoria, and then back to Vancouver, and then back to Spain. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Are you guys from? I think you is from Canada. What do you think about this trip? Where do you want to go? Do you want to do like a trip of your lifetime? I think it is something that you have to do at least once. Obviously, this is quite expensive. This is, I think, all things considered, it will be like 3.5k only for me. If I go with a friend, it might be lower because it's divided. Probably it would be like 2.5 or something like that. But because, for example, the hotel rooms are for two people. But if you go by yourself, it's still for two people. So I think the nice thing would be to go with someone else. However, I think this can also be really nice to just go by yourself. 2 weeks might be a bit much, but hey, I mean, I really like, I really am like trying to think how I could do this because I obviously had to get a lot of vacation days